with this bird that hangs in the tree.
Yeah.
Well, I put that up there 27 years ago.
Oh my God.
And I'll show you. You pull on the rope, he flies. And he sings.
Awesome.
Well, I never intended to make any more, but a neighbor came by one day. He said, "Where'd you get that?" I said, "I dug it out of the marsh out here and had it the marsh during the Iron Age, but they're extinct now." I couldn't stop with one. I kept digging them out and welding them back together. Well, pretty soon people started showing up. Well, I had no intention of that, but people came, and I cleared a little area out of the field out there and started putting them out there, put a bridge across the ditch. And within 5 years, so many people were coming, I finally sold out to my partner in town, decided to play the rest of my life. Then it exploded. Now we get around 15,000 people every year. Last year they signed our guest book from 34 different countries, 32 the year before.
Wow.
So we're getting people from all over the world.
So,
Now my wife likes to travel. She's been to New Zealand, Galapagos Islands, all over Europe. She pays for it with what she makes out here. But she's retired from nursing 23 years ago. But she loves nursing, so she's out at least twice a week as parish nurse.
Wow.
Seeing people that have no other care, goes to South America Medical Missions, works at the free clinic up here. And a very healthy lady. Takes no meds or anything, but I'll tell you one thing about her that almost did me in. I was a complete mess about 6 months ago when I suddenly realized that in only 15 more years, I'm going to be sleeping with a 100-year-old broad. Am I lucky or what?
yes, you
No, come on
are.
down here. So where do you work?
I work in a nursing home.
A nursing home, huh? He do anything?
Nope. As little as possible. I work for a company.
Now, you're seeing people from all over. Last year they signed our guest book from 34 different countries, 32 the year before. Well, people come, they have like you do, they're wondering if I have it in that. And so what I did is I made some selfies of ourselves so you'd recognize us when you...
Your wife has got to have a good sense of humor.
And then I went an extra step and did 3D portraits of ourselves. Isn't my wife a cutie?
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to show you one that's different than anything else you're going to see around here, folks. You see this angel with the dove? Well, that went up there some time ago. A couple summers ago, there's two ladies out here talking about it. Older ladies. And one of them looking at it, and she says, "I see that as a mother. She's lost a child. She's releasing its soul to heaven. There's a tear in her eye." And the other lady said, "Lydia, you know, that's not a tear, that's bird poop." Isn't that a touching story?
Yeah, it's pretty touching.
That's what it's going. Here's one that's important to look out for, folks. This is Oxide. That's our watchdog. And if he catches you doing anything you shouldn't be doing, like running and screaming and climbing all over This critters. He doesn't bite or anything. He just sits on you till you repent.
Where did you come up with these designs? These are...
Oh, it just happens. Every time I go off my meds. And my wife hides the aspirin, which is the only med I have. Now this one carries a Marshfield riffraff. That's riffraff upon his 4-pronged trident. Now, you see this big one here? Back in 2000, well, you're familiar with the domes down in Milwaukee?
Yeah.
Well, they wanted a couple of dragons back in 2000 for a Merlin show in one of the buildings, and they keep changing the theme in that one 5 times a year. So they wanted a couple of dragons, so I made them this dragon, another one. Well, it was fun going down 984 with him on the trailer. A lot of thumbs up and honks, police would turn around and follow us and that. But I ran into a problem when I got down to the domes. They always tried to promote their next show, so I guess drive in there, and they got 2 TV stations waiting. They got the Sentinel reporter, I've got the cameraman there, and you know, by the time I got home, my welding helmet wouldn't fit anymore. My wife fixed that, not the helmet. Yeah. Here's one of this is an ever-burning pregnant turtle. The largest turtle we found out here. I call this my fall dragon because we put him out here in the fall. You know, you're going to see a lot of frogs around here because the marsh is full of frogs. But they're semi-amphibious. You know, if they go in the water, they sink. They can't go through a normal tadpole process, so we bring them in with a frog stork. And this is our town board meeting. Here's an octanogon, 7 heads and a cranium.
And that's a what?
A cranium, that's a octanogon.
Octanogon?
Octanogon.
Octanogon.
Yeah, see. There.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. If you're not familiar with octanogons, there's a sign. Now, we got a friend down in Baraboo. He got a carving studio, wood carving studio, and he carved faces, but he carves for the Circus World Museum, reproduction work and that.
Yeah.
And he carved faces all around this catalpa stuff for us. I'll show you some more on the other side.
Wow.
Here's a post-historic bird.
Post-historic bird.
Yeah. Well, I'll show you some around here. And there's faces all around this one here. But come here a minute. I'll show you one over here. This is Eddie Biscotti. Now Biscotti was a Norwegian gunfighter in the marsh out here in the 1800s. Never lost a fight. Then he got challenged the last time, and right when they drew, he got distracted by her cleavage, and she put an arrow through his heart. Isn't that a dirty trick? Yeah, they figure he's still won because he's standing a century later. She's long buried. This is a mixed breed of birds, a turtle-shelled bird dog.
Turtle-shelled bird dog?
Yeah. He's part dog, part turtle, part bird. He's sterile, there won't be any more. My racing turtle. He weighs almost 4,000 pounds, almost 2 tons. But you know, in spite of his weight, he wins races, and he does have a victory song. These cattails got away on us. Here's some cranes that flew in here about 3 years ago and just stood. Wisconsin piranhas, vicious fishes. This one's mother got playing around with a scuba diver. He's kind of a half-breed. Here's some more of the colorful aquatic life in the marsh. Now you, folks, you see that big one with the blades going around? Well, that one up there 22 years ago, and it's been going around ever since. But now we've worked out a deal with the hospital. Going to use it as a backup for the ambulance helicopter.
Oh,
Yeah, with 4 claws in the mouth, he can take 5 patients. Of course, we'll take the bomb off, put an oxygen cylinder on there. Yeah, there's the bomb.
So the bomb on the bottom side of it is in case it, like heavy traffic or something?
No, they will take that off, put an oxygen cylinder on there.
Oh.
Yeah. You see this dog? He doesn't like cats. On the other hand, he's very smart, very intelligent. We call him Einstein. There isn't a question you ask that dog, any subject, he'll give you the right answer every time. Now, he can't talk. You have to ask the question until he can answer yes or no. And, of course, you have to push the head in the right direction. Pretty clever dog, huh? Yeah.
Brilliant.
Here's a more aquatic life. This is Iron Age anglerfish. He uses mermaids for bait. And that's see, the aquatic life in the marsh tend to be on the small side, but we found a short shark and a little sailfish. You're from the Lisbon, is it?
Yeah.
Why?
That's where we ended up.
This is a bongbird. I bet you've never seen a bongbird, huh? My bongbird. See, up in Spencer, a little town 10 miles up the road, they got a Fisker plant, a Fisker scissor plant. They use the feathers from this bird to make grass clippers.
oh my gosh.
Here's an Iron Age sunfish. A little rock bass. Got some spring flowers. That's a midget racing snail.
Midget racing snail, huh?
My wife's studio, and we can go in there through the side door. She wanted to be out here, so we put this up for her. And my wife and I did the wall up front, but you can see the woman doesn't have a good eye for level at all. She calls it her hobbit house, so I hired 2 hobbits to stand out in front. Now, a while back, I did some experimenting with some genetically modified ferris seeds and came up with all these hybrid plants. You don't have to water them. You don't have to feed them. Actually, the only care you give them, you know, if you want to keep the nice patina, you do have to pee on them in the summertime. I bought my wife a ladder. She still won't do it. The porcupine, half pig, half porcupine. Here's another anglerfish. Now this is our resting spot in the summertime. You can try it if you like. It won't hurt you any. It's just nice soft sandstone. Hey lady, you stay away from him. He's a womanizer.
Dad?
Here's our new praise band. That's Tim and the Tomcats. You know, they're really not very good musicians, but they have so much fun, we just let them go to it. And the dogs want their own space, so I built them that dog pound. This is a marsh cat. You know, if I kick him in the belly, he'll sing. Won't sing for you, though.
No, I ain't got steel toes.
No.
Oh.
This is my big chomp. This one's female.
Yeah, I can tell.
We can tell by the sound of her voice. Isn't that nice thighs? And I keep getting wasp nests in there. Now I'm going to show you one I put up here 5 years ago. His name is Art. Art articulated.
cool.
Now, I put this rooster up 5 years ago, too, and I didn't realize it when I was making it or setting it out of here, but if he sees a really neat chick walk in, he gets all excited. Aren't you flattered? Do you know what a jabberwock is?
A jabberwock?
Back in the 1870s, Lewis Carroll wrote Alice in Wonderland and Through the Looking Glass. And he wrote this wonderful poem. They called it Beware the Jabberwock. Kids used to have to memorize it. Well, anyway, we found the remains of a jabberwock out here in the marsh. And I dug it out. I got to put that together.
AOL.
Here's a junkyard dog. She got pups. She sings. That's a marsh cow. And you see those fins that look a lot like shovels?
Uh-huh.
They're for cooling purposes. Now it gets hot in the marsh, she'll flip herself over in her back and dig herself right in the muck. Here's a curiosity. This is a mixed breed of birds, a toucanary. 3/4 toucan and 1/3 canary. Let me show you some around the corner. Oh, folks, before we go over there, let me point out something pretty disgusting. Big embarrassment for us. But we have some frogs from the New Lisbon area. Mm-hmm. And they have such crude social habits, we have to keep them around the corner. Now, you recognize that, don't you? Well, that's my wife back there. She don't like the idea, so we have a guy use the trees over there.
Oh, that's funny.
Now, there's some of my best pieces. They almost look real, don't they?
Yeah.
Now, they're very, very nice dogs, but be very careful with him. Very careful. He looks gentle, but watch this. Ollie. Sick 'em. Kill. Ollie, come on. Sick 'em.
Oh, what a mean dog.
He was such a baby.
Sorry to wake you up.
Now, these are the marsh mosquitoes. Much worse last year.
Oh,
yeah. Oh, here's something I never have to explain to folks from your area because you got so many of them down there, you recognize it right away, don't you? That's a dork.
Yeah, we do have a lot of that.
Yeah.
I won't disagree with that.
Hey, you like my sweetheart?
you got it.
She's not only good looking, she sings. We have her in a choir. Nice Norwegian girl. And besides good looks and talent, check that action. You know she does that with an 800-pound Kurt. Hey, something different.
She's gorgeous.
I'll tell you about a guy that showed up here about 5 years ago. I'm talking with him. I'm really impressed because he's not only very intelligent, he's a nice person. And it turns out he's a very honest lawyer. This is Abe Lawbender and his paralegals. He's with Lawbender, Cheatham, Pettifogger, and Scum. Good bunch of guys, huh? Yeah, somebody's been shooting at him. You're cheeky, my new bird. He's got a ill temper. We chain him up there where he can't get at folks. Hey, this is a Japanese ceremonial turtle. Nice shell. Can't shut her up. Come here. Put your toe just gently right on the top. You feel a vibration?
Mm-hmm.
You can sit on it too if you like. We don't charge.
This is something like in Tibet. Oh my word.
drugs, bass player, fiddler, singer, dancers. You recognize this dancer at all?
No.
Janet Jackson. There's a positron where affirmatively she flies and sings. Hey lady, you ever bungee jump?
No.
Okay. Well, if you ever do, you know, just as a caution, wear a bra.
I don't think you need to worry about that.
You have to worry from an A to a double D long in 2 jumps. Isn't that something?
Oh my God.
Here's one that's got us concerned that we don't know if he's developed a neurological problem or whether he's been smoking something. Isn't that pathetic? These doctors come out here in a clinic all the time. Of course, they don't have a clue, but Dr. Neal is a neurosurgeon up there, and he says it's springiform encephalopathy. Chronic rusting disease.
Chronic rusting disease?
Yeah, you know what a bottle rocket is, don't you? Mm-hmm. Over there, I'll play around. I use Diet Coke bottles. You could use Diet Pepsi, Diet Liquor, any diet drink would work. See the cage? Mm-hmm. That's a safety feature. I put a screen over the top so if the bottle breaks, that way you wouldn't get wet.
Oh.
Now when I push the lever, it's going to go straight up. We're too fast and too high to follow. I'm going to count down. When I get to 1, you got to be looking straight up and high. It's going above the trees. Now, a little bit of a breeze, so it'll drift one way or the other. So you got to watch above the tree to see where it goes. 3, 2, 1, up.
Wow.
See the hose there? Runs in the shop. My wife's sitting there blowing. She's a good woman, you know. Now come over here. I want to show
See
you.
why you've been married so long.
What's that?
I said I could see why you've been married so long.
Yeah, 63 years now.
63?
63, yeah.
Wow.
Now these, you see the dancers? Every year I give to 12 local fairs, charitable auction, Children's Miracle Network, hospital projects. Well, a few years ago I made a set of dancers. Gave it to one of the charities, and at the auction I bought them $2,750, and I thought, wow, make myself a pair. You know, I put all the work, all the time in, got them out here and everything before I realized that the pants on the lady and the skirt on the man. Guess that's okay in Lisbon anyway, huh? Come on through here. This is a Kevorkian gunslinger.
Kevorkian gunslinger.
Here's my popular dog. Now, they're little squat birds. Now, my wife is a real angel, so I did a 3D portrait of her. She likes it, but she says I got her a cup size wrong. We got into the insecticides. Got some horses left here now. And a while back, I made a down payment on this horse. A couple of years ago, he got a new hat. Magic hat, 4 baby robins flew out of there. Come on up. Here's a happy dog, Sir's Diet Coke. And this is my gardening angel.
Gardening angel?
Yeah. Come on in, I'll show you what my wife does. My wife works with, I just want to mention something before you get in there. She works with melted glass and fibers. But the only thing I want to mention before you go in there is I've got in-laws visiting for the holiday weekend here. Not real bright. Well, they're all from my wife's side. Isn't that pathetic? Here, now watch. Stick your nose in there.
Oh, how cool.
Yeah, my wife's husband made that for me. He's a jerk.
He's amazing.
Try this one.
Look inside this one. Holy buckets.
Now,
What size of a
hey, my mother-in-law,
challenge.
isn't she sweet? You see how my wife gets her books. And she's even prettier than her mother. Come on in. She's got torches in the next room. She makes all these glass beads by melting the glass in the flame. Once the beads are made, she makes them into jewelry. These are Pyrex, the oven glass. She makes those on the glass lathe. Now, the University of Wisconsin has a campus in Marshfield, and they call their basketball team the Marauders. So here about 6 years ago, they wanted a mascot for their basketball team. So they asked me to make them a pirate, so I gave them this pirate. This one's up at the university. My wife's in the picture. She's the one in blue. Now I've got several guest books. Through the years, people have filled all those books up with the nicest comments. But I'll tell you, one comment 2 years ago absolutely blew me away, and I was really touched. I got a note in there. Thanks for talking my wife out of bungee jumping. That made a difference. Yeah, this one's...
Touching.
These are on the Parkway or for schools and that. She makes the marbles out of Pyrex. That's our little brochure. You're welcome to those. Got our website, like our sites. A couple of years ago, my wife started making pickle forks.
Mr. and Mrs. Stevens. I like that.
Yeah, well,
Oh, that's so cool.
she makes candy, ketchup bottle stoppers, hair noodles. She does all the glass work in here. Now, I never sell my big ones. I keep them here, give them to the various schools. There's the ones that are at church, Todd Park, Shirley's House of Hope, House of the Dove, different schools, Chamber of Commerce up there. So, we don't do any advertising, but we get so much, so many results on the people who are, travel sites and magazines, TV coverage. We're in 7 different travel books. Unfortunately, one's called Weird Wisconsin, one's called Oddball Wisconsin. Now, the only book people ever gave me any grief were 3 guys that came up from Kansas City Public Television. All they do for public TV is they go all over the United States and do stories like this. They have several books out. Well, they're here all one day. I thought they're nice guys until I got a copy of the book they put me in. Look what they did to me. They gave me a nice spread, and then look what they called it. When lawyers go bad. No respect then, no respect now.
So, you were actually a lawyer at one time?
Well, don't you recognize lawyer pants when you see them?
I noticed that in the shoes too.
No, almost 40 years in town.
Really?
Yeah, we've been here 59 years.
Where did you get your skill for doing this stuff?
I went to law school.
Well, really, I didn't know they taught that in law school.
Well, most people are not aware of what goes on in law school.
Yeah, I guess. Fantastic, really fantastic.